Welcome to our new podcast, Weird West Milford. I'm here with
Nico Patino,
Tyler Meyer.
Jake Kelshaw.
Jaden Foster.
And today we're going to be talking about Clinton Road.
So Clinton Road is a 9-mile road that we have here in West Milford. And if you go anywhere on social media, you search it up, it's the most haunted road in New Jersey.
Not New Jersey. They be saying the world, the entire world.
They even made a movie about it. I think a couple years back. It was all blocked off. They made a pretty good movie about it. And explaining like in depth about all the horror and all the conspiracy theories behind it.
So like locally, what the stories are is that like if you go there too late at night, that this old rusted truck will start chasing you with its lights on. And I mean, I think that there's been a couple of people I know that said that they've definitely experienced it and that there's been somebody who's been like chasing them. Like I don't know if it's either like it could be like an actual ghost or something, or it's just some guy who finds it funny to scare people like that. But there's still been like so many people that have been saying that this is a real thing that's actually happening throughout the road.
Yeah, and it's funny because Clinton Road is a very windy road, and it's very hard to drive, especially if you're going fast. And if you're being chased, it's going to be kind of hard to drive fast. So when you're going through it and someone says that they see a red truck behind them, usually it causes them to crash a lot. And so the sightings of the red truck always end up with a crash or some of that sort. And you can never tell who it is because they're not going to stop for you. They're going to be chasing behind you. You're going to see these red. It's like a square body truck. I think I've heard. It's like a red square body truck. So you see the rectangular lights coming up to it, and then you're just like, oh, now I gotta go, because even if it's just a normal person, it's gonna be scary having a giant truck come right behind you.
Yeah, it also sucks. Two of us on here on the podcast both have our license, and you're with your friends driving on Clinton Road at night, and they're like telling you all these stories, and you're getting a little freaked out. Driving down there, pitch black, you can't really see anything. You got your high beams on. No one else is on the road, and they tell the story about this guy trying to chase you, and you're looking out your window. You're like, oh my God, is the guy gonna chase me or not? And it's just kind of funny, how people think this big conspiracy theory, of this guy chasing you on the road could happen. And, people from all over New Jersey, even like PA, New York, like come and visit this road just to see. Because I know I have friends from out of town who will talk about, oh, you have Clinton, you go to Clinton Road, all this stuff. And they're like, oh my God, I need to go. I'm like, you don't want to go down there. You just get chills when you go down there. You get the goosebumps.
Yeah, especially with being such a long road. Also, you lose cell service almost immediately.
Yes.
It's hard.
You got no bars. No bars.
If you got Google Maps open, you're not going to see it for much longer. That's what usually happens right there.
From what I've heard, the truck comes if you go from Route 23. So the road that Clinton Roads connect is Route 23 and Warwick Turnpike, right?
Yeah.
So what I've heard is that if you go from Route 23, you're more likely to see the truck than if you go from Warwick Turnpike. Because I think that right there in that area, it's much more like isolated. There's not as many houses. It's not as much of a community.
Yeah, definitely.
But near the start of Warwick, or near the start of Clinton Road, near Warwick Turnpike, there's houses there. There's still like communities there. But once you get a couple miles in, it becomes completely woods.
Yeah, it's just nothing.
Isn't there like a cliff jump over there? Like there's like the lake that and there's like the bridge that people jump off to. I've heard about that. Yeah. Heard stories about that too.
There's a lot of stories about all the bridges over there.
Yeah,
really.
Speaking about bridges, there's the one like Dead Man's Turn Bridge where it was like, I heard that the story was that somebody was driving and they weren't paying attention and they took a turn too hard, like because Clinton Road is that turny, and they accidentally fell through the bridge and they drowned in the car, and that's why it's called Dead Man's. And that's where if you throw a coin over.
Yeah, throw any sort of coin, they'll throw it back at you, which is like
physically impossible. Gravity is not defined.
Yeah, and it's funny because Clinton Road, while you're driving on it, you look up Dead Man's Curve and you'll see every single curve on Clinton Road. So I've driven on it a lot, like with all my friends, and every time I go look for what the exact like turn is, but I can never actually tell which one it is because each one is very steep. I have a thought of one because you go over this hill, and where you're driving over a hill, you can't see the other side of the road.
Yeah.
So you're going over this hill, and then it just cuts straight to the left, and there's no signs or anything for it. So you're going over, and then it's just a hard left. I think it's that one, especially how there's always a little cutout of where a car could have been right there because someone probably went into it.
You got anything to add, J-Dog?
I don't know. I just got nothing. I think I know the exact bridge that it is because I'm a distance runner, and one day one of my friends, me and two of my friends decided let's run all of Clinton Road as like our longest run, and we decided to take it from the Warwick Turnpike side all the way to the Clinton side. And we started our run, I made sure and I looked up the bridge, and I saw the bridge and the type of bridge it was, and I saw the shape of it, and I think when I was running like so mile like 6 down the road, so it'd be like 6 miles from Warwick, 3 miles from Route 23. I saw like the bridge and it looked very similar, and I looked over and there was the creek there, and I think that's part of the story. I did not bring any coins because I would have been so scared. I would have run faster, I would be honest, but
Yeah, you gotta be a pretty brave person, I think, to buy a house over there, even especially on Clinton Road. Like I've heard stories that there's like back like in the '60s, when the KKK was kind of still like alive. That there's like they used to go over there and they had like a little meeting spot over in Clinton Road, and if you go back there, there's a bunch of still old stuff back there that you can still find to this day. So you got to be one pretty brave person to drive, like even buy a house on Clinton Road.
I'd say especially at night. But like during the day, I will say that it is a very different scene. It's
like
a very
it's
beautiful road.
It's like a normal road, like a little windy here and there, but once it gets dark, it's over.
Beautiful West Milford Road. It's like it has the views of like going on a beautiful hike and everything. It was one of the nicest roads I've run on.
There's a giant lake that you can look over, and it goes when sundown. The entire lake is orange. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And then when the sun actually goes down, it gets a lot more terrifying. But,
Yeah, but about that, like I've heard that like people have drowned in that lake, and that
people
lake.
have.
It's very. I think
People drown in most lakes, Nico. But
but I think a lot of people have drowned in that lake because it's so big and it's so isolated, and there's no people try to swim in it, and there's no lifeguards, there's
And
no
there's cliff
boats.
jumps that go off it too. That's someone drowned pretty recently. There's a cliff jump around there, and I know a lot of people go over there, and there was someone that drowned like pretty close after like me and my friends went to it, just like to go check it out. But like there's like a big group of people, and next thing you know, the next day we're hearing a report of someone drowning with a group of their friends.
Was that the one that they were searching? They had the police search.
They had
for?
a full search for it. I think it was around like 2 days that they were searching for this person, and it's because just so many people go out there, and really if you're not a strong swimmer, then you're not going to do well. It's a very deep lake. There's a lot of stuff at the bottom of it that you can get caught on if you even try and go down there, or if you go from a cliff jump. So you really got to be careful out there because no one's coming to save you.
But if you like to fish, go fish there. I mean, there's definitely some good fish down there.
The safer option, you can go with the water.
Get a little boat.
Get a little rod out there. That'd be pretty fun.
It's a lot of it is private property, like very private property. The type of property that you see the posted sign every 3 trees, like we didn't see the one before. And I think that's another scary part of it is that like it's so privately owned, but yeah, you see like the private signs, but you don't see a house. And like
There's one house, like, if you're going, I think it's like right more in the straightaway of it. Like, there's this one old kind of wooden house. It's kind of got like wooden shutter, like all that wooden like vibe to it. Looks a little older, but it still creeps you out.
actually, I've heard about the mafia I don't even know what time it was, but I heard the stories of like somebody named the Iceman, and what he used to do is he used to dump his bodies in the dump his bodies in Clinton Road because. And then I think that's one of the reasons that Clinton Road was known as so scary and it's so haunted. And it's actually based off of something real, like the Iceman and the bodies that he was dumping. I think he was like Italian mafia, and that he was like he was the person like putting concrete shoes on, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, because that's a very true thing. Like, people would find multiple dead bodies along this giant, long, like wooded trail. So it's like, you're not going to think anything good about that. And actually, building off what Jake said before, one of the teachers here actually did mention that one of her students mentioned a Ku Klux Klan meeting in those woods one time. And because she just asked about it, she was like, yeah, no, they used to have like meetings down on that road. And then the kid confirmed it. He said, yeah, they do. That was rather suspect of that kid. This was a while ago, obviously.
So you see, like, the whole Clinton Road thing dates back all the way to, when the KKK around. That was almost 50 plus years ago. So, it kind of gets kind of scary to the point where, wow, like, this has been going on for a while. Like, my grandpa, grandpa have been hearing about this ever since, like, the KKK was around. You know, it's been going on in this like whole story, this myth, these myths, these like things about Clinton Road has been going on, and it got national attention. Where to the point they're like, you know, we can make a pretty good movie about this. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I remember when I was like growing up when they made this movie. You know, it was blocked off. Like, you know, they had all these people on set, and it's not a terrible movie. It's a pretty good movie. You know, it just portrays the all the myths and what happens on Clinton Road and all this stuff. But I think it was made around 2015, I want to say. I think it's like around that time, 2015, 2016. Pretty good movie. You should go check it out. You know, if you want to learn more information on Clinton Road, go check it out. It portrays all the myths and, you know, all the things we've been talking about. But it was cool to see, you know, definitely like, you know, West Milford's not a pretty big town. And, you know, when you hear about, a movie being made in West Milford about a thing that's been going on for a very long time and, you know, people are scared of it and, you know, have all these theories about it, it's kind of cool. So.
2019, the movie was.
2019?
Do you know the name of the movie?
Yeah, it's called 2019. So, yeah, no, pretty recent ago that they made this movie, you know, but there are websites around North Jersey that, or like even like just popular websites
really
that
everywhere,
say,
yeah.
like Clinton Road is one of the scariest places in the state, like in America. It's pretty crazy, but.
Yeah, like just basing it off of what Jake said, it's really interesting that our small town, West Milford, has like such an interesting piece of like spiritual and like ghost history, especially that's combined with the racial tensions and all of like this history combined in like 1 9-mile stretch of road and the stories that come out of it and everything that like you said, they based a whole movie off of it.
Because to base something off a whole movie is kind of crazy because you have to have so much, especially like a real life event. You have to have so much like
interest for it,
factual information, and like because a movie is about 1:30 to 2 hours long. You have to have that much time to talk about it and have a good movie that people watch and makes money. But I got a question for you guys. So would you know, we're talking about Clinton Road. Would you guys stay at Clinton Road? You know, you only get yourself and you can bring 3 things. What 3 things can you bring it, and will you stay there the night?
Stay there tonight.
We'll start down with J-Dog. What 3 things are you bringing to survive Clinton Road?
Probably like a water, maybe a flashlight.
Okay.
Then try to get some snacks in there.
Okay. Those are your 3 things.
Pretty much it.
So no weapons, no nothing to survive. What if this van comes at you and you have nothing to protect yourself?
Then I'll just tackle him like a bear.
That's always a good valid. I think
Yeah.
my 3 things I'd bring, I'm definitely bringing knife, something to keep me protected. Yeah. I'm bringing a tent to sleep. You know, I bring the tent so the animals stay away. Because definitely up in West Milford we have tons of bears, foxes, deer, anything you can think of. We have a lot of animals up here in the woods. But yeah, and then I think the 3rd thing I'm bringing is this is tough because I mean, you know, I'm bringing a flashlight like J-Dog said. You know, you got to see around. You know, What if that Iceman like Nico said comes at you? So I'm bringing those 3 things. What are you bringing?
All right. So the things I'd probably bring, definitely a pocket knife. Gotta stay strapped. Gotta be protected. And then pair of running shoes.
Okay.
I'm not staying to find out what's back
If you
there.
didn't know, these 2 right here are very fast. You know.
Great runners, cross country captain.
All right, you didn't have to shout you out.
All right. So I would definitely bring that running shoes. I'm not staying to find out whatever's back there. I wouldn't even bring a flashlight. You know why? I don't want to see what's better follow.
Yeah, but don't they have lights like up there? Like there's some lights too.
Not really.
No,
I mean,
there's
there's like a random like house light because the houses you see on Clinton Road have these really long driveways that you're not.
Yeah, you ain't seeing the house.
You're not seeing the house.
They try to protect themselves also.
Yeah, and then what's the last thing I'd bring? Probably just some snacks to keep me going.
You got all night. That's a long night.
Exactly.
So like I personally believe I really believe in ghosts. So like I would go like
Real. Nah,
full,
I do too.
You would.
I'm going full ghost protection. First off, I'm bringing a crucifix. I do not want to. No bad spirits, no bad energy, no nothing like that. Next, I'm bringing an EMF reader. Like if you ever watch some of those ghost shows, they have like the electric thing, and then
you're like on the show Ghost Hunter.
The ghost is here.
Like the Ghost Hunter show.
I would see the ghost hunters. I would especially go near the bridges, if anything. And then I think that what's the 3rd object? I think a pair of running shoes because I would want like one of those disposable cameras, like the ones that like
take pictures.
They can take pictures of like ghosts because they're like so old, but you have to wait for them. Yeah. I would want one of those. But I would be so scared. Like imagine you're doing all that stuff, and then all of a sudden you spike in the meter and you take a photo. It's all blurry.
Yeah.
Like all the classic ghost stories happen. That would be.
You're gonna see Nico on the next Ghostbusters there. You know, trying to fight all these ghosts. You know.
Yep. He could be one of those. Actually, one of the thing is a lot of YouTubers have come here. Do you guys know Omar Gosh?
Yeah.
Omar Gosh TV. Yeah, he came here. Sam and Colby, another like really giant channel. They both came here, and they just explored the road. It was just like it really gets like worldwide attention because if you look up some of the scariest places in the world, you're gonna find Clinton Road on at least one of those lists.
Yeah, but you know we're kind of running out of time. You know we don't got much time but we tried to come out here talk about these cool things about New Jersey. If you want a topic you want us to talk about New Jersey, let us know. We're going to figure out a topic in the next week or so, and we're going to come out with another episode. This was our first one. We hope you guys like it, enjoy, but we're going to sign off now. See you guys next time.
Thanks so much.
Have a good one.